Hello everyone, I'm Tim. Did you know some of the old karate masters were frequent visitors of the red light district? I can hardly believe it took me this long to make a first video about Motobu Choki. Like many of the other karate masters I featured before, there is a lot to tell about this legendary karate master. Motobu Choki was born in 1870 in Shuri, Okinawa. He was the younger brother of Motobu Choyu, the last personal bodyguard to the last king of the Ryukyu kingdom. His father, Lord Motobu Chosin, was a descendant of the sixth son of King Shōshitsu. So the Motobu family had a direct line to the royal family, but I'll dive deeper into that lineage in another video. Now, since Choki was only the third son, he was not allowed to be taught the family style of martial arts. He was greatly interested in the art though, and spent a lot of his childhood training on his own, hitting the makiwara and lifting heavy rocks, making him extraordinarily strong. He was also known as Motobu no Saru, which means Motobu the monkey. However, depending on who's telling the story, this could mean one of two things. He either got the nickname because of his great strength and agility. He was, after all, very strong and could climb very well. It is, however, possible that the nickname was more used as an insult by some of his opponents. Just like in our Western culture, a monkey has a negative connotation of being dim-witted. Now, because Motobu Choki never learned to properly speak Japanese, his competitors mocked him for not being too smart. Either explanations seem plausible. Now, because of his strength and abilities, he started training under some of the greatest karate masters of the time, practicing under Bushi Matsumura Sokon, Bushi Matsumura Kosaku, and Master Itosu Anku. Growing up though, he got the reputation to being a violent and crude street fighter, even though his teachers were such legendary masters. This was because he had the habit of testing his techniques in street fights in the Tsuji, also known as the red light district. This was something his teachers did not approve of, but I can't be sure if this was because of the fighting, the drinking, or any other less than honorable activities he partook in while in this red light district. Now, it is said that Motobu Choki only knew one kata, Naihanchi. But this is a misconception. He did favor this kata, calling it the most important kata in karate, but he also knew several other kata like Pasai, Rohai, Chinto, Sanshin, Kushanku, and Ueseishi. He even developed his own kata named Shiro Kuma, or White Bear. Motobu lived and taught in Japan for about 20 years until 1942, when he went back to Okinawa. Now, what I personally love most about Motobu Choki is that he came across to be very down to earth. He was a powerful fighter and he didn't like bullshit. Like Funakoshi Gichin and Itosu Anko, Motobu also had a list of precepts, but unlike Funakoshi and Itosu, these precepts seem more practically oriented, as opposed to the more philosophical precepts of Funakoshi or the more military oriented precepts of Itosu. In a future video, or perhaps videos, I will compare these three men and their precepts in more detail. That's it for now. I know I'm only scratching the surface here when it comes to this karate master, but don't worry, there is more to come. Next week, we'll discuss why kata is like a dance and why it isn't. I can't wait for you guys' reactions on that one. So, that's a first look into Motobu Choki. What do you think of him? Did you know about his nickname, and what about the two ways one could interpret it? Leave a comment down below, and please take the time to subscribe and like. You really help the channel out by doing this. For now, I wish you an awesome day, and as always, thanks for watching.